Okay, lovely yogis, just starting on your mat wherever you want to, whether you're seated or lying down. We're just going to have a few minutes to just sort of center and come into this space. Whatever day you've had, whether it's been busy, very noisy, kind of very busy mind, this is the perfect opportunity to just kind of put that outside the door and view the four corners of your mat as some sacred space for yourself. Everything else can wait. And this is important for you to just decompress, tune in more with yourself. So as we do that, just connect with your breath. Notice if your breath was quite shallow and in the chest, or whether it was naturally deep into the belly. Notice if your breaths are shallow, or whether you are taking full breaths and noticing the whole length of the inhale and exhale. Having a moment to ground your energies, so imagining roots through your tailbone or your feet, however you wish to see this, and see them bury into the earth deeply. What's your intention for your practice this evening? Just think of one, maybe if it comes to mind, or construct one. It might be to focus physically, quieten your mind mentally, shift something emotionally perhaps. Perhaps it's to connect more with your spiritual side. So just observing. This practice is a lot more about kind of going inward. There's long gaps where I won't speak, and just allow you to connect with yourself, really, tune in. So maybe just take 2 or 3 more breaths, consciously following the breath. Relaxing everything as you do this. And those of you lying down, just begin to hug the knees into your chest. If you're already seated, that's wonderful. We're going to come into Zazen, so seated meditation. We'll always begin a yin class with a meditation rather than at the end, because it kind of puts us in that state where the brain waves are, where everything's slowing down. We're a little bit more receptive. So when you're ready, just roll up to seated. Join me seated on a meditation cushion if you wish, or however you can sit comfortably for 5 minutes. We'll take a lovely meditation for 5 minutes. And this evening I think we'll do mindfulness of breath. It's one that we often do. There's 4 parts to it. The first part, we count the out breath, 1 to 10. Then the next part, we shift that and we count the in breath, 1 to 10. The third part, we forget the counting, we stop the counting altogether. And then the fourth part, we really start to tune into how the body feels when we breathe. So around the nostrils, around the ribs expanding and contracting. But I'll just put little hints in there as we do this. So get yourself comfortable. I'm going to pop the timer on for 5. Rest your hands in Dhyana Mudra. Just one on top of the other, doesn't matter which, just the thumbs gently touching. And we'll close our eyes. Relax the shoulders and your face. And then we'll get ready for the first part. So we'll start counting the exhales, 1 to 10. And don't rush the breath, really allow it to be as long as you wish. Every exhale, you have the opportunity to relax even more. Softening your face. And then after 10, let's switch and count the in-breath. Staying with your breath as much as possible. After 10, relax the counting altogether, just focus on the breath. And in the fourth phase, we'll really concentrate and become very mindful of our breath. Temperature in the nostrils, the very gentle lift of our shoulders, and let's just take one more breath together. And when you're ready, just blinking your eyes open. Coming back into the room, notice how you feel, whether you just feel so much more calm after that practice. Just 5 minutes of those 4 little stages can really get everything settled, like a snow globe has just been put still. Everything settles, the scene inside becomes clear. So we're going to come off of our cushions now, just pop them aside so that they're handy still. And we're going to take dragonfly pose. So just extending the legs out. Lovely inner leg stretch, which works with our kidneys and our liver and our spleen channel. And from here, we're just going to just gently tilt forward and see where our body wants to go this evening. So we'll take, 4 to 5 minutes here. If you need anything under your knees, then that can become quite comfortable. Otherwise, just enjoying this gentle stretch. Relaxing. Relax the feet. Anywhere you feel tension or tightness of muscle, just become passive. You don't need to lower the head. You can just enjoy this kind of leaning forward with the head still up. Or if you want to, then you can relax the head and the neck, but whatever feels right for you. Just exploring any tension you might have around the knees or the backs of the knees. And breathing deeply to your belly. Feeling the back ribs expand. And if you need to come out of this pose at any time, please do. You don't have to stay in these poses. Notice if you're enjoying this stretch on the inner legs, whether it feels welcome this evening. Keep relaxing calves, anywhere you find tension. Breathing to your belly. How does the pose feel as we've been in it? Nearly 4 minutes, so we'll take a few more breaths here. And then we'll just gently come up. Just walk your hands towards your body, and we're going to, in between every pose, we'll take Shavasana. It's an opportunity for us to pause, process, and really feel the after effects of the pose. So as you lie down, just let everything relax, and it might take 2 or 3 breaths for your back to really soften. Maybe take a nice deep breath in and a long sigh. Letting the back muscles release. And just relax the shoulders. So as you lie here, take the opportunity to notice any cold or coolness or tingliness in your body, which is the chi or the prana moving, shifting through the meridians, especially the inner thighs. Notice if you're still tense in your back. And just trying to let your body really find neutral spine. Do you want to tuck the chin in a little? So as we sort of feel those sensations fade away from us now, we can draw our right knee in and then our left knee. Have a little moment to hug and rock. And if you wish to bring the head up a little for a bit more of a stretch in the back, you can, whatever feels right for you. And then if you've got a yoga block, we'll come into supported bridge now. There's two ways you can do this. Either have it on the highest height, the third height, or just change it so it's on the lower height. Listen to how your body feels. Satya and Ahimsa, so truth and non-harm. And some days you'll want to be on the highest height and feel quite challenge it, want to challenge yourself. Other times you think, no, I need it lower. That's just where I want to be this evening. So exploring this, bring your feet to your buttocks about hip distance apart. We'll lift the body. Now, if you're coming onto the higher height, even if on the lower height, we just want that block on the sacrum. We don't want it encroaching on the lumbar vertebrae. So it's sort of that little flat patch that you feel at the top of the buttocks in line there. And then we can take the arms out to the sides. They may naturally sort of turn over. You might want them facing down, but palms may come up. In Hatha, we're very used to being quite active in this sort of pose and the legs being tight. But with Yin, just try and relax the inner thighs and the buttocks. The knees will just sort of fall to the side. And another place where we hold tension is sort of the back of the neck and tops of the shoulders where we connect to the mat. So let's just try and rotate our awareness constantly to relax. This is a lovely pose for all three of the lower chakras, but also heart and throat. Keep trying to relax your buttocks and release the legs and thighs. Notice if your shoulders keep creeping up to your ears as well, and see if you can just create some space there. How does this feel in your body? Where do you notice it most? Just enjoying how it feels to breathe here as well into belly. Is this a pose you like? Or is it a challenging one this evening? How does your body respond to this supported bridge? You might notice your tummy rumbling a little bit more where we're stimulating this, certainly this digestive area. So let's just take 1 or 2 more breaths. And then in your own time, bring your feet closer to your body, maybe onto your toes, just so that you have that support as you lift your body and then take the block away. Keep it handy. We will use the blocks again, and then just gently, really slowly lower yourself into Shavasana, neutral spine. And again, enjoying this pause between the poses to explore what you feel. Where do you feel the chi? Perhaps it's a lot more through the abdomen, front or back. And sometimes the after effects of the pose feel a little bit more, well, inviting than perhaps being in the pose itself. So deep breaths. Thinking about how you're feeling physically, but not just that, mentally and emotionally, spiritually. And then we'll gently bring the knees in for another little hug. Take your time to enjoy a nice rock from side to side, especially as bridge pose. You do feel that in that lower back and abdomen sort of area. So the next pose we're going to come into is cat's pose, which is a twist, a nice gentle twist. I really like this one. So I'm going to roll up to seated and grab a cushion. Always handy to have a cushion because we often use this to support our body. But we're going to turn onto our right hand side. Cushion is literally to rest the head so we can take a bit of strain out of the neck. So if you come to lie on your right, bring your left knee over, almost a little bit like recovery position where sort of the knee's in line with the hip. I like to get the pillow handy. If you can grab your right foot with your left hand, great. If you can't, really don't worry. It's not about that. It just means that you'll get a nice little stretch through the quad muscle. And then from here, we're just going to literally gently roll that left shoulder back to whatever degree you want to. Some people might want to go quite deeply into this, or just a very gentle tilt is all you need to feel a lovely nurturing twist in your body. If you haven't got a pillow, then you can use your hand to cradle your head and your neck so that you take the strain out of the neck. And then your head can be in whatever position you want it to be, facing forward or upwards. Just being very gentle. And as we settle into this pose, we can really draw our awareness to our breath. Let your head relax, let your neck relax. Unclench the buttocks and lower back. And just let that leg that you're holding be heavy, sort of a nice loose grip on your foot. So lovely pose for digestive system and spine, health and nervous system. Also very lovely, encouraging health for your gallbladder, which is the meridian that we are targeting around the side of our body. And just notice where your breath kind of moves in your body in this position. How much you feel with the breath in the left or the right hand side. And also, if you want to explore rolling that shoulder even further back, as we soften, we have that ability to just explore the pose a bit more. So let's just take 2 more breaths. Really being in the moment, noticing what we're feeling. And then when you're ready, release your foot if you're holding it. Let your leg down, roll yourself to the side and then onto your back. Keep your cushion handy. We'll come into the other side with that pose. Okay, so just find neutral spine and just explore whatever you feel, wherever you feel it. Deep breaths. Where does it feel refreshing in your body? Where are you feeling the chi moving, either warmth or cold or tingling? It might be in a place you don't normally expect to feel it as well. So as that all fades away, we'll again just bring our knees in. A little self-love hug. And it just gives us the opportunity when we come into this little rock to come into the other side with a sort of a fresh feeling, fresh exploration. So I'm going to turn this way so that I'm coming onto my left side now. And we'll do a very similar thing. So this time we're going to bring the right knee over, again, a bit like recovery. Either resting on your arm or using a little pillow. Try and grab your left foot this time. with your hand, and then explore that sort of rolling of the shoulder back. Take a few deep breaths just to find the position. And then start looking through the body for where you're tense. Often it's lower back and buttocks, neck and shoulders. Loose grip on your foot. And just really let your head become heavy. Let the cushion support you. And enjoy following your breath. It's the thing that keeps us very centered and in the present moment. It might feel like the breath you can feel it twisting through the body. Keep letting go. Notice if you want to move further into this twist. And certainly you might hear, if you've had something to eat earlier, the tummy rumbling a little bit. Definitely targeting this area. But with yin, it's fine. It's rest and digest. It supports all of our systems. See if you can relax your face as well. We often hold tension around our eyes, in our jaw and our cheeks. So we'll take one more breath here. And then we'll release the foot. Just extend your leg nice and slowly. Enjoy every sort of part of the body that moves individually. Roll yourself back onto your side and then very gently onto your back. And again, taking this moment to just tune into your body, finding where you feel what you feel. Where's the chi moving, the coolness perhaps, in the body as well as the legs. Try and relax your back. Often it takes, I would say, 3, 4, 5 breaths to really feel the whole back of your body soften. enjoying the breath. Notice when you become unconscious of it and then when you become conscious again. And so we will again just draw the knees in and enjoy a nice little rock. Little massage on your spine and back. So as we come up to seated, this is where we're going to need 2 blocks for what we call heart bench, which I've got to say is probably my favourite pose. Never used to be, but I've learnt to love it and it feels really good afterwards. So we have 1 block on the tall setting, literally just to rest the back of the head. But this other block, we're going to lie back over it, sort of around the area behind the heart. And it does take a few goes to just find the best position. And it always feels a bit strange and hard when we lie down initially. But believe me, it does really, you get used to it over 5 minutes and it feels lovely. So in this pose, you can just take your arms wherever you're most comfortable. But this is such a lovely thoracic opening. If you need to just sort of shuffle the block a little bit up or down, then just take your time to just find where you can sort of start to enjoy and relax. There's not too much of a curve in your lumbar spine. It's definitely more of a upper back posture here. And you can close your eyes if you wish and just enjoy the deep breaths to your belly up into your chest. You can just allow your chin to tuck in. That just creates a lovely little length in the back of the neck. And just notice how you're feeling emotionally here. This is working with heart center, anahata, and throat, vishuddhi. Perhaps we can just explore how we feel emotionally, compassion for ourselves and others, and with the throat, how we communicate. Noticing if you like this pose or hate it, or if it's growing on you. Keep trying to relax anything that's tense. Maybe you're noticing your breath being quite deep and low and long. What feelings come up for you here? And they might be positive or negative, happy or sad. Just allow them to come through, they will move through. As you follow your breath, perhaps you can draw your awareness to the ribs expanding and contracting in the back of your body as well. So we'll gently just take one more breath. And then lifting the head first, using your arms, just support, lifting your body up slowly, a little bit of an engagement in the belly there, and then we'll pop the blocks aside, come straight back down so that we can try and retain the feelings of that pose. Nice slow roll down, and again, just let yourself melt into your mat. And perhaps it feels really quite nice on the upper back between the shoulder blades, where so many people hold a lot of knotty tension in the muscles there. Just observing how you feel. Witness your thoughts. Be the thinker that is thinking the thoughts. And then gently, again, we'll just draw our knees in for a nice little hug. Enjoying how you're feeling. Perhaps you can feel that a little bit more in the upper back as we rock here. Totally different sensation from other poses. And then, so the last one we'll come into before relaxation is waterfall, raising the legs. So a lovely gentle inversion. I like to use a little cushion just to sort of wedge under the buttocks. So just roll yourself up gently, pop that underneath, and then we can raise our legs. So your legs don't have to be straight. I like to keep a sort of a very gentle, nurturing bend at the knee. But this is a lovely one for resting our heart. Very good if you hold a fluid around the legs or ankles. It just lets everything drain back in the opposite direction. And if you've got your eyes closed, just draw your awareness to Ajna, your third eye chakra, gazing ahead of you into the void. And just being aware of maybe colours, funny, strange patterns, thoughts and ideas, any inspiration that comes. Still drawing your awareness also to your breath and the belly and the chest. Relaxing any tension in your face. How do you feel? If you've been on your feet all day, this is probably a welcome pose. It's lovely to wind down in the evening. Just following the length of your breath. Just notice what's going through your mind right now. And then gently, let's just take one more breath. When you're ready, bending your knees, nice and slowly lowering down, just feeling everything that you feel, even with this very simple movement. And we'll take the cushion away, just come into neutral spine for a moment. Just feel whatever you feel. Every time we come into neutral, whatever we've done before, we're going to feel so different. Relax your back. And then we're going to come into relaxation. If you want to just bring your knees in for a nice little rock, you can remain lying down if you want to with a blanket over you. But if you would rather come up to seated, I know some people do like to sit in more of a meditative position. So whatever you're drawn to, it might be different each time. And then just perhaps a blanket, make sure you're nice and cozy and warm. And even if you're warm enough, it's nice to have something soft around your shoulders, maybe, just it's comforting. So I often like to just pick a little oracle card from time to time. I've got these lovely little messages from angels. So whether you believe or not, whether it's something you're interested in, it's nice now just to get a little bit of guidance. We can always do with a little positive message. So if you have got a question in your mind, or you're in a little bit of a quandary over something, I often just say, just kind of hold that thought and just invite some sort of wisdom to come through. So I'll spread them out, take one with my eyes closed, and just see what we get given. And then as we relax, we can just contemplate the message. I'm a big believer in that we hear things that we need to, perhaps at the right time. So this is Archangel Michael, lovely one. So just relaxing there, I'll just read this message to you. I am with you, giving you the courage to make life changes that will help you work on your divine life purpose. I have come to you because you asked God, or whoever you subscribe to as a higher source, for safety and protection, and because you asked about your life purpose. Since you are a light worker, I am overseeing the fruition of your divine life purpose. You have been a light worker for a long time, and you have felt different from others, isolated at times. Be assured that you have never been alone and that you never will be alone. When you feel pushed to make a change at work or at home, that may be my influence encouraging you to make your life's purpose higher priority. I can rearrange your schedule and support you in other ways to make your path smooth and harmonious. Simply ask me, and it is done. I will also help you feel safe and comfortable during your life's changes. So a nice little card there. We're often there's a lot of change in life, whether we choose it or whether it's forced upon us. But having that trust, perhaps, that everything happens for a reason, whether we like it or know it at the time, and that we are growing from it. So just sit for a few more minutes, just relaxing, following your thoughts and your breath. So gently, you don't even need to move just yet. Just draw your thoughts back so that you're conscious of them. Have a moment to notice how you're feeling physically after your practice. whether anything has shifted, whether there's been a new idea that's come through. And if you're lying down, you can just begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. If you're already seated, maybe just rolling the shoulders and a gentle kind of movement of the head very slowly. Wiggling fingers. Taking a nice deep breath just to feel the body breathe. Maybe a long sigh. And if you're lying down, just begin to hug your knees in. Take a few moments to rock. And then finding your way over to your side. And then gently you can lift yourself up to a seated position. Joining me seated, just have a moment of gratitude. It's always something I like to begin the day with and end the day with myself personally. And try not to make it too broad, perhaps make it really specific. Think of somebody's smile or a comment that you overheard that was just really joyful and pleasant. Just something really intricate. Maybe it was just the sunlight on a flower or a hedge and just how it made you feel. The simplest of things that can make us grateful. And then when you're ready, we'll draw our hands together. Om Shanti. Namaste.